Welcome to Of Men, For Men. Here we'll discuss issues pertaining to the modern day man. Subjects like health, wealth, lifestyle, gear, and relationships. So join me as we dive into the world of men for men. Well, hello and welcome to the Of Men For Men podcast. I am your host, James Rodney Lemax. Yeah. Well, all right. Come on in, kick back, relax, grab yourself a good one. All right. Back at you live like a suicide. Yeah. I found this article that I've been wanting to get to. That's why I'm going to post this actually almost a day early. But I finally got to it, and I wanted to go over it. I'm going to react to it. I went over it briefly, but I didn't read the whole thing, and so I'm going to react to it, give you my thoughts, and this will give you some insight onto how females think about you. I know there are lots of man channels out there, a lot of manosphere YouTube channels. I don't know if I've mentioned it. I got a YouTube channel, and I post up the episodes up there also. There's not a deep catalog. I just started doing that recently. There's, 3 or 4 or 5 up there. Less than a half a dozen. But they're up there, and you on YouTube. So if you get on YouTube and you look for Of Men For Men, you'll find them. And they're just audiograms. It's not anything visual. It's not a video per se. There's some shorts on there, some audio shorts, some little short deals. And then, of course, there's also, full podcasts on there. I might just keep it to shorts, because I want to drive people to the podcast itself. But I know not everybody listens to podcasts. And I know lots of people get on YouTube and peruse around and, and do that. So I'm kind of torn as to, how I want to do it. But either way, this will give you some insight as to how women think of you. Like I said, there's lots of man channels. There's females also out there, quote unquote coaching other females. I don't pretend to be a life coach or an advisor. I'm just a guy with a microphone, talking a little shit, talking a little real talk and talking some facts and giving you my life experience. And you throw all that in together and mix it up, and, you can either swallow it or spit it out. Again, that's totally up to you. I'm not, expecting you to necessarily take my advice. I don't, not necessarily dishing out advice. I'm just giving it to you as I see it. And again, it's always up to you to do what's best for you, because you're the only one who knows what that is. I certainly do not. But there's females out there doing the same thing. Don't think they're not. What do you think? You got what is it? Vanity. What's some of them other female magazines? You got Vanity and Vogue and Women's Health and all other, because women are buying they get in the line at the grocery store, and you see where all the magazines are at. They're right there at the checkout, while they standing in line. It's an impulse buy, right? I don't think they necessarily subscribe to that shit, but they'll see something interesting on the cover, and they'll buy it. They'll spend $250 or $350 or I don't know $450 or whatever a magazine costs nowadays, and they'll buy that shit and read those articles, But this is what I'm about to go over is it's everydayhealth.com, and this is you would think it'd be for men and women. It just says everyday health. It doesn't say, for men or women, but this is primarily a women's deal because, trying to find this article, once you start perusing through this website, you can see it's geared right towards females. And the article is 7 types of men to avoid. So are they avoiding you? Are you one of these types of men that they're preaching to other women to avoid? This article was written by Noreen Dworkin McDaniel. Dworkin-McDaniel. She's got one of them hyphenated last names. So that kind of tells you everything you need to know right there. And it says it was reviewed. Now it's a few years old, but it's current. I mean, it's not ancient. It was reviewed in November 15 of 2017. So, it's 4 years old, but I mean, it's not ancient, I was trying to find one a little bit more current, but when I went on that website, it was kind of sketchy. So, and of course, this has got fact checked on it. It's got a little check right there. So it's got to be true. It's been fact checked. Lord have mercy, it's been fact checked. Ding dong, I just got a message. All right. So let's get to it. Let's get down to the meat and potatoes of this thing. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to quickly read through this as best I can. So, forgive me for any mistakes. Again, everyday health, 7 men to avoid. At first glance, he seems like Mr. Absolutely Right. He sweeps you off your cynical feet with nice dinners, roses, thoughtful gestures. The sex is incredible. You want to introduce him to your mom, but before you fall hook, line, and sinker, stop. He could be one of those 7 dating mistakes. Some men are master anglers. Once you've been hooked, you'll invest your love, soul, money, and possibly valuable childbearing years before realizing too late they don't do happily ever after. In the end, they'll break your heart, shatter your ego, and frustrate the heck out of you. Though these bad boys may be hard to spot, they send out subtle clues that they're relationship kryptonite. Read on for the 7 types of men to avoid. Oh, this is going to be good. I can tell already. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. Dating mistake number 1. Mr. Perennial Bachelor. Who is he? This guy's well-mannered, smart, attractive, witty, successful, and his kisses melt you like ice cream in July. Good googly. You can't believe that some woman hasn't walked him down the aisle long ago. Even if you approach him with caution, his charm and persistence will win you over. Then, just when you start considering whether to take his name or hyphenate, see? Take his name or hyphenate, see? It's like the woman that wrote this, see? She threw that in there because her name is hyphenated. He'll peel you out of the relationship faster than a NASCAR driver, leaving skid marks on your heart. All right. How he'll lure you in? Ask about his perpetual bachelorhood, and he'll tell you he hasn't found Mrs. Right yet. The unspoken suggestion is you could be her. But dating Mr. Perennial Bachelor is a fool's journey, because there is no right woman and never will be. Now see, oh Lord, hold on now. All right. Now, how old is this guy? It doesn't tell you how old Perennial Bachelor. How old is he? 20, 30, 40, 50? If he's probably 50 years old, he's probably not going to get married. Probably not. If he hasn't been married before. You know, because by that time, you done got it figured out. You know. And if you've been married before, and and there's been a long gap, say like in my case, odds are you may not get married again. It would take something, earth-shattering, earthquaking, to change your mind otherwise. Because you done paid the price, you done suffered, you know what it'll cost you. So, but this is what they're thinking. See, that's why I'm going over this. And you can say the same for the female. She's 30 or 40 years old and she ain't married yet. Well, what's your story? What you got going on? How come you ain't been married? How come you ain't got done popped out a kid or two? I know what her deal is. She been riding the carousel. Or she's strong, independent, empowered woman. Got her career going on. She ain't got time for you. You can forget that. All right. Oh, man, see? This damn website. See, every time you try to do something, it wants to send you to an advertisement, obviously. They ain't worried about you reading the damn article. They want to sell you shit. All right. Women always think I'll be the one, says Los Angeles-based psychotherapist Stacy Kaiser. But if no one has been right, you probably won't be either. Spot him before you get hooked. He doesn't introduce you to his friends or family, which means he's in no hurry to fully integrate you into his life. Now, see, I never did that. If I started meeting, if I just met a chick and we just started dating, I ain't dragging her to the house right away. I'd say give it at least 30 to 90 days, depending on how you feel and how the relationship's going. You don't need to drag, every Tom, Dick, and Harry up to the house, run them in front of your parents like that. They don't need to know, that you running through all these females like that. Only the ones that, you think, might stick around for a little bit, or that you might keep around for a little bit, You don't need to drag them up all there all the time. But the biggest giveaway is that his last significant relationship was back in college, and every relationship since has only lasted a few months at most. Around that time, you're expecting your relationship to shift into serious. He's putting it in reverse. But just because they haven't lasted more than a few months, totally disregarding the female. She has no say-so in how long the relationship lasts. That's what ticks me off. Females have all to say in how long the relationship lasts. You got little to none. And they confirm, if a man hasn't gotten married by his 50s, he's probably not, says relationship coach Joyce. Another one hyphenated. Morley Ball, aka Dr. Joyce. I don't know who that is. I'm sure she's famous. All right, this is getting long, so this might be a part 1 and a part 2. Dating mistake number 2. Mr. Merry-Go-Round. Who is Mr. Merry-Go-Round? Who is he? Unlike Mr. Perennial Bachelor, this guy's all about getting married. Unfortunately, he treats marriage like a luxury car lease. And you can be sure that in a few years, he'll be ready to trade you in for a newer model. Sometimes. The relationship is over when the romance is gone, says Mark Rogers, PhD, a San Antonio, Texas relationship coach who works with Dr. Phil. Well, there you go. He works with Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil would be a nobody if it wasn't for Oprah Winfrey. She the one that got him up and got him started. Nobody would know nothing about no Dr. Phil if it wasn't for Oprah Winfrey. All right, Mr. Merry-Go-Round has it figured out that all passion cools naturally, and when his does, he'll blame you. You know what? Again, there's two sides to that. There's two sides to that. It's going to cool naturally on both sides, and you both have to do something if you want to keep it interesting, if you want to keep it fun. There's two sides. They're always talking about as if it's the guy's total fault. See, you can mirror all of these things. There's some females that's all they do. They monkey branch from relationship to relationship. They monkey branch from marriage to marriage. I got one ex that's like that. She's been married, more times than there is days in the week, I think. She monkey branch. She's codependent. She monkey branches from relationship to relationship and from marriage to marriage because she can't stand being alone. She got to have somebody. Whether he's Mr. Right or Mr. Wrong. And I'm like, I don't understand that shit at all. And I've tried to talk to her about it. I remain on good terms with her, but I've tried to talk to her about it. I was like, why don't you be independent? Take care of yourself, where you don't need anybody. And then, you had, because, she's the perennial victim. I'm like, if you're paying your own bills and making your own way, then if he starts acting up, you can tell him to kick rocks. And you don't have to go through all this shit. But anyway, again, that's one that's got, what I call, AKA, daddy issues. He'll say you weren't right one because when I find the right one, I'll stay in this infatuated euphoria forever, Rogers said. Nope. Now, that tells you right there, Mr. Rogers, or Dr. Rogers, don't know dick. Ain't nobody believes that. You're going to stay in euphoria forever. Oh, it's going to be wonderful, That's a load of garbage. How he'll lure you in. He is a virtuoso romancer. So dating him is like being on a permanent honeymoon. Plus the fact that he's been married before suggests that he's not afraid of commitment. If you've been dating men who can't even whisper the M word, marriage, someone who's practically sprinting down the aisle and introducing you as his future Mrs. So-and-so is certainly seductive. Spot him before you're hooked. Find out exactly how many times he's been married if he'll soon outpace Liz Taylor and his brides are getting younger. That should stop you or at least make you pause. If he's been married 2, 3, or 4 times, he's a good chance that he'll be married 2 or 3 or 4 more, or 3 or 4, that he could be married. If he's been married 2, 3, or 4 times, there's a good chance that he could be married 2 or 3 or 4 more times. Yeah. Kaiser said. Yeah. Yeah. Well, some people ain't, they're not quitters. They're not quitters. They keep trying. But, sometimes you put the cart before the horse. You get married, before you should. But again, there's females that do that. I done told you. They monkey branch from relationship to relationship. All right, we're gonna finish this one up. This is gonna be a part. There's gonna be a part 2 to this. This is already getting long, and I ain't even halfway through. All right. Okay, another indicator is that he suggests slowing things down as he gets impatient because you're getting in the way of his next acquisition. This is someone who's used to getting what he wants. Kaiser says you become the thing he wants. If you decide to take the plunge, at least make sure to get a fair prenup. As if she has something that you want, that prenup is for her. That's what she's gonna make it out to be. Because if you get a prenup that's fair, she ain't getting shit. Dating mistake number 3. Mr. No Moneybags. Who is he? He has champagne taste on a beer budget, a walk-in closet full of financial skeletons, but that doesn't matter because he also has a preternatural ability to get into a woman's wallet as well as their beds. He's trying to take what she's got. I don't know many dudes that have done that. He's counting on you to keep him in a style which hopes to become accustomed to. Eventually, his handout requests to get larger and larger until one day you'll find out yourself buying him a car, co-signing on a loan, or a down payment on a house. He'll try to tell you that it's for us. It's for us, honey. But as Simmons points out, you'll be the one on the financial hook. When things go south, not only will he break your heart, he'll also put you into deep debt and tank your credit rating. Again, this can go both ways. She'll do the same thing. If you're a man and you female, and you're trying to help her out, you guys are in a relationship, or it could be serious or semi-serious, whatever. Don't. No. This can go both ways. You can mirror this. All right, that's it for the financial part. All right, gentlemen, dating mistake number 4 is going to be part 2. I'll record that later on tonight and put it out later on tonight. So give you a chance to listen to this one and digest it a little bit. All right, my friends, I appreciate your time, your patience. Hope you enjoyed the last episode. Check out the social media sites, the Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, Locals, and Gab. If you're not checking out the social media sites, you're missing half the show. There's a lot going on. They're all a little bit different. Some of them depending, because of the platform, the site is different. I put different stuff up there, because of what the platform kind of caters to. So check them out. If you have more than one, check them out. I'm not asking you to necessarily subscribe, but at least give it a shot. Go check it out and see what you think. Also, like I mentioned in YouTube, if you want to go check that out, you can check that out for what it's worth. All right, gentlemen, I appreciate your time and patience. I have been James Rodney Lemax, and you have been great. This will be a weekly podcast. You can find it on the Anchor app and anywhere podcasts are available. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. I look forward to seeing you there.